The debut of a Bugatti hypercar is always a special event. This time, they did not disappoint us. This is the great and legendary Bugatti Tourbillon. This name will be whispered in the automotive industry for the next 8 years, referring to the fastest hypercar in the world with a naturally aspirated engine. You heard correctly. All the rumors about the beautiful naturally aspirated 8.3-liter V16 have been confirmed. Naturally, Bugatti didn't create it on their own. For this, the company turned to the British experts at Cosworth. They have a long track record in this field, and if there's one thing they excel at, it's large, naturally aspirated engines. The gasoline engine produces 1,000 horsepower and 900 newton-meters of torque and can rev up to 9,000 revolutions per minute. Just imagine, a large naturally aspirated V16 with such high revolution per minute. The secret lies in the short stroke of the engine, and it is indeed very compact, weighing only 251 kilograms. The cylinder bank angle is 90 degrees, but the gasoline engine is just the tip of the iceberg. The Tourbillon is the first hybrid Bugatti in history. The merger with Rimac clearly influenced the company's decision to also use 3 permanent magnet synchronous electric motors. 2 of them are located on the front axle, producing a combined 680 horsepower and nearly 3,000 newton-meters of torque, measured at the wheels. Another motor is located on the rear axle. Its power output is 340 horsepower and 240 newton-meters of torque. In total, all 3 motors, accounting for losses, produce 800 horsepower, and all 3 motors can rev up to 24,000 revolutions per minute. A feature of the front motors is the torque vectoring system. In other words, each motor can individually control its wheel and dose torque individually for each wheel, depending on the road situation. All this works under the control of an intelligent system that monitors wheel slip and redistributes torque as needed. The result is an excellent start of ferocious horsepower, and this is only 200 horsepower more than the Chiron had. But don't judge too quickly, because in terms of dynamics, the Tourbillon is a real expert. This hypercar, weighing 1,995 kilograms, accelerates to 100 km/h in exactly 2 seconds. Not enough? How about 0-200 km/h in less than 5 seconds? That's real madness. That's more than 1 second faster than the Chiron did. If you keep pressing the accelerator pedal, you'll see 300 km/h on the speedometer in less than 10 seconds, which is a full 3 seconds faster than the Chiron. And if you want to meet your ancestors, the Tourbillon will make it happen, reaching 400 km/h in less than 25 seconds. To understand how much faster the new model is than the Chiron, I provide a comparative table where everything is clearly visible. The top speed of the new model is 380 km/h, identical to the Bugatti Chiron. However, in the Chiron, to achieve a top speed of 400 km/h, it traditionally requires removing a special limiter activated by the so-called second speed key. The same system is used in the Tourbillon, but it can reach a speed of 445 km/h. As an example, I will mention the record of the Koenigsegg Agera RS at 457 km/h. The new Tourbillon's top speed is only 12 km/h less than the Koenigsegg's record, which they are still proud of. And when you buy a Bugatti, you get almost the same speed level by default. A significant role in such dynamics was played by the new 8-speed robotic transmission with an electronic limited slip differential, capable of handling almost 2,500 newton-meters of torque. To fully understand the powertrain, it is worth mentioning the 800-volt battery with an oil cooling system. Its capacity is 24.8 kilowatt-hour, and it has a T-shape, also forming part of the carbon monocoque made from carbon composite used in the aerospace industry, which positively affects the rigidity of the body. Most of the body elements are created using 3D printing. This innovative technology allows creating the lightest possible suspension parts while maintaining high tensile strength, endurance, and maneuverability. On electric power alone, the new model can travel 60 kilometers, which is a pleasant bonus. Let's talk a little about the appearance of the new model. Visually, the Tourbillon is very similar to its predecessors. It draws inspiration from Bugatti's 115 years of design experience. So, the familiar Bugatti C-line is also present here. The Tourbillon is 127 millimeters longer than the Chiron, but its height has been reduced by 23 millimeters. Originally inspired by the brand's innovative use of two-tone paint, it appears in a new, more modern interpretation. Its sharper, angular contour gives the car's profile dynamism and power. However, there are also some feelings of secondary design, which is not very good for this class of cars. The presented car is traditionally painted in two colors. This tradition was founded by Jean Bugatti on the iconic Type 57, which became the hallmark of modern Bugatti. The horseshoe-shaped radiator grille hasn't gone anywhere. It has become larger and has undergone modernization, demonstrating a wide and athletic design. The enlarged grille is needed not only for visual changes, but also provides more efficient cooling for the two radiators installed at the front. The new model's image is completed by innovative LED optics. It has a modern interpretation of the 57 Atlantis style. One of these elements is the central line starting from the radiator grille, smoothly flowing through the roof and dividing the engine cover of the mighty V16 into two conditional zones. However, I have some complaints about the rear part. Despite the huge diffuser, it looks too much like a McLaren, and even the continuous rear light, reminiscent of the ultra-expensive La Voiture Noire, doesn't save the situation. There are no such issues with the interior. It is designed in the characteristic style of the company using expensive leather, titanium, and aluminum. But the highlight is the new stunning dashboard. Mimicking the shape and design of expensive mechanical watches, it is mounted on the steering wheel and holds the answer to why the new Bugatti got its name. It's very simple. A tourbillon is a device that represents an escapement wheel with a balance and anchor forks. It rotates at a speed of 1 revolution per minute on a carriage platform and serves to compensate for the effect of gravity on the accuracy of the timepiece mechanism. Its inventor is the French Abraham Louis Breguet, so it's no wonder why the company chose such a design for the dashboard. The dashboard is made by Swiss craftsmen, and each cluster is a work of art consisting of 600 titanium parts and precious stones. The accuracy ranges from 5 to 50 microns. Another design masterpiece is the steering wheel with floating paddles. It has 2 spokes at the top and bottom, while the hub is fixed, and all the driver's information is clearly readable regardless of the steering wheel position. Nothing is mentioned about steering adjustment, but it is known that the driver's seat is rigidly fixed and only the pedal position can be adjusted. A small vertical screen will appear on the front panel to show what's happening behind. Alternatively, you can summon a forced screen in the central part, and in 5 seconds, you will have a regular horizontal display with full access to Apple CarPlay. Overall, the interior looks luxurious and interesting. You really want to examine and study it, and that's rare these days. It won't be soon before you can ride a Bugatti Tourbillon. The first customers will receive their cars only in 2026. Now for the price. The Bugatti Tourbillon is limited to 250 units and will cost you 3.8 million euros and will likely exceed $4.5 million, especially if you order individual personalization. The manual assembly of hypercars will be established at the brand's only factory in Molsheim, France. Despite excellent handling characteristics and unexpected maneuverability for its class, the Chiron and the preceding Veyron models were often criticized for excessive weight and a lack of that pure analog feel and drive inherent in less powerful and cheaper supercars. The Tourbillon challenges such reproaches. It abandons fashionable digital technologies and thoughtful turbochargers that negatively affect engine sound. So this is truly a different car with a completely flat bottom and a new chapter in the history of the French company. Well, friends, this concludes this episode. Thank you for watching until the end, and I hope you found it interesting. I remind you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. Good luck to everyone, and see you next time.